With House come to order, Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Mr. Ayu, Mr. Alcos, Ms. Amato, Ms. Bellotti, Mr. Chun, Ms. Cochran,
Excused.
Mr. Evslin, Mr. Ganadin, Mr. Garcia, Mr. Garrett, Mr. Gates, Mr. Hashem, Mr. Holt, Ms. Hussey Burdick, Ms. Ichiyama,
Excused.
Mr. Iligan, Ms. Kahaloa, Ms. Capella, Mr. Kila, Ms. Kitagawa, Mr. Kobayashi, Mr. Kong, Ms. Lachika, Ms. Lamosao, Ms. Lowen, Ms. Martin, Ms. Martinez, Mr. Matayoshi, Ms. Matsumoto, Mr. Miyake, Ms. Mizuno, Ms. Morikawa, Ms. Nakamura, Mr. Nakashima, Mr. Nishimoto, Mr. Onishi, Ms. Peruso, Mr. Pirik, Ms. Poi Poi, Mr. Quinlan, Mr. Sayama,
Excused.
Ms. Souza, Mr. Takayama, Ms. Takenouchi, Mr. Tam, Mr. Tarnas, Mr. Todd, Mr. Ward, Mr. Woodson, Mr. Yamashita, Mr. Speaker.
Present.
Mr. Speaker, 48 members are present, 3 are excused.
Mr. Clerk, please note the presence of Representative Ichiyama. We're at item 2, reading of the journal, Representative Morikawa.
Mr. Speaker, may this matter be deferred?
So ordered. Item 3, Mr. Clerk, are there any messages from the governor?
Yes, Mr. Speaker, we are in receipt of Governor's message number 7, providing updates on Maui wildfire recovery efforts. May this matter be received and filed.
So ordered. Item 4, Mr. Clerk, are there any Senate communications?
Mr. Speaker, there are none.
All right, members, are there any introductions? Representative Hashem.
Speaker, I would like to introduce Carl Reynolds from CSG. He's in the gallery. He's here from all the way from Austin, Texas. Thank you.
Representative Peruso.
Mr. Speaker, I'd like to introduce our complex area superintendent, Mr. Bob Davis. If you could please stand and be recognized by the body. Welcome to your House of Representatives.
Are there further introductions? Representative Hussey Burdick.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Behind me in the gallery are several of Kalaheo High School Student Council members. Please stand when I say your names, and members, please hold your applause to the end. We have President Jezebel Kahalopua Young, Victoria Miller, Autumn Miyamoto, David Na, Jenna Nguyen, Gabriel Wickley, Joshua Wan, and they're accompanied by Student Activities Coordinator Mr. Richard Lau and my Kalaheo student intern Falatuna Tuna Leasiolagi. Welcome to your House of Representatives.
Representative Takenouchi.
Thank you, Speaker. Today I'm very excited to introduce some librarians here. They've been going around to your offices all morning advocating for their profession, and let's take a look at their handout that they gave you. If you could please rise to be recognized when I call your name. Sunny Pai, Mira Garud, Jessica Hogan, V. Harada, and Karina Triniski. Welcome to your House of Representatives, and thank you for all your work.
Representative Iligan.
Mr. Speaker, I'm very delighted to introduce my hardworking intern, Kari. Please stand up. And with her, all the way from Puna in Kalapana, we have Koa, the partner, and of course, her daughter, Chrislyn. Welcome to your House of Representatives.
Representative Kong.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Accompanied by my committee clerk, Yehenara Sukop, we have Min Gon Shin, could you please stand? And Timothy Kim and Ashley Hong. They're interns from Iolani and Punahou, respectively. Thank you. And welcome to your house.
Okay, members, we're on item 5. Mr. Clerk, are there any floor presentations?
Yes, Mr. Speaker, we have one floor presentation today. House Resolution Number 217, congratulating the 2024 Hawaii State Teacher of the Year and the 2024 Teachers of the Year for school complex areas in the Honolulu District, Leeward District, and Windward District. This resolution is offered by Representative Woodson.
Representative Woodson.
Mr. Speaker, I move to adopt the resolution.
Representative Peruso.
Mr. Speaker, I second the motion.
Okay, discussion. Representative Woodson.
Mahalo, Mr. Speaker. Education Week is one of the legislature's greatest traditions. It is an honor to be able to carry on such a legacy in collaboration with Senator Kidani, who chairs the Senate Education Committee in the other chamber. This week, we recognize Hawaii's exceptional educators, students, other school leaders, and educational advocates. We are continuously inspired by their perseverance, dedication, and aloha of our educators and school staff. On behalf of the Hawaii House of Representatives, I would like to express our sincerest appreciation and gratitude to those who so devotedly make Hawaii schools and communities truly exceptional. Today, we honor some of our outstanding educators who continuously strive to provide the highest quality of learning opportunities to our students. Teacher of the Year is a distinction awarded to formally recognized educators who make significant contributions to educating the youth of Hawaii. They demonstrate exceptional innovation, leadership, collaborative skills, both in and outside of the classroom. Countless hours are dedicated to ensure our keiki receive the education, personal development, care that they require in school and in life. Thank you so much for what you do. You help shape the future. We are grateful for the paths that you have all chosen. Thank you. I now yield to my colleague from Wahiawa.
Representative Peruso.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It is my great pleasure to congratulate this year's Hawaii State Teacher of the Year, Ms. Jackie Freitas of Lelehua High School. Ms. Freitas has been a natural resources teacher at her alma mater, Lelehua High School, for 13 years. She runs one of the state's largest high school agricultural farms and helped develop Lelehua's animal husbandry program. Ms. Freitas is a candidate for National Board certification and is a passionate educator committed to preparing her students with real-world skills. I yield to my colleague from Mililani NYPO.
Representative LaChica.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I am proud to honor Ms. Lori Chang from Ali'iolani Elementary School as the Kaimuki McKinley Roosevelt Complex 2024 Teacher of the Year. Ms. Chang has been an educator since 1994. She has a passion for students with disabilities and providing support to their families and caregivers. Ms. Chang is a curriculum coordinator, coordinates Ali'iolani's technology program, accreditation process, library collection, and Title I program. She is a mentor to beginning teachers and is committed to the success and personal growth of her students. I yield to my colleague from Eva Beach.
Representative Alcos.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It is my honor to recognize Mr. Norman Reyes Salas as a Farrington Kaiser Kalani Complex 2024 Teacher of the Year. Mr. Salas taught at Farrington High School for nearly 8 years before becoming educational specialist of the Hawaii State Department of Educational Nakamo Alikai Teacher Leader Academy. He has been recognized for his involvement with the state seal by literacy designation and students multilingual poetry publication entitled Voice Property Poetry by the Youth of Kalihi. Mr. Salas is committed to his personal and professional development of Filipino students throughout the Filipino Curriculum Project, incorporating Filipino history, culture, and identify into the school studies. I'm also honored to recognize Mr. Ariel Villanueva as a Campbell Kapolei Complex 2024 Teacher of the Year. Mr. Villanueva has been teaching for over 25 years, currently teaching industrial engineering and technology for Eva Mackay Middle School. He's used his hands-on approach to inspire students to solve problems creatively. Mr. Villanueva would like to share his recognitions with his mentors and colleagues to support the professional development. His work is a testament to the care and aloha he feels free for the students of Eva Mackay Middle School. I yield to my colleague from Waianae. Thank you.
Representative Gates.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It is my pleasure to honor and acknowledge Ms. Donna Soriano of Waianae Elementary School as the Nanakuli Waianae Complex 2024 Teacher of the Year. Ms. Soriano has been an educator for nearly 10 years. Her passion for STEM education has earned her numerous funding and professional awards. Ms. Soriano's dedication to STEM education extends beyond the classroom to enrichment programs such as the Hui and Hana Seahorse Tech Club. Ms. Soriano encourages the students of Waianae Elementary School to strive for excellence, and she is committed to providing students with a wealth of opportunities. And I yield to my colleague from Lanikai.
Representative Martin.
Mahalo, Speaker. Today, I have the honor to recognize Kailua Elementary School's Mr. Greg Kent, who is a constituent, as the Kailua Kalaheo Complex Teacher of the Year. Mr. Kent has been devoted to teaching and learning for 21 years. I've seen him in action through my nonprofit, both at his school and a field trip at my project site. He serves as a technology coordinator at Kailua Elementary School and manages the Kailua Elemakery, which is a wonderful learning creative space for the students. Mr. Kent coached the first Lego League robotics team for 15 years and mentored the Ko'olaupoko First robotics competition community for 2 years. He credits his success to the support and inspiration he receives from the Kailua Elementary School staff and students. Thank you. On behalf of the House of Representatives, I'd like to thank the guests in the gallery who've joined us to recognize all Teacher of the Year awardees. Welcome to your House of Representatives. Mr. Speaker, I request that their names be inserted into the journal.
So ordered. All right, members, we'll be taking the vote on the resolution. All those in favor say aye. The motion is carried. Representative Woodson, please proceed with the certificate and lay presentation. The chair will call a recess to allow the members of the House to congratulate the honorees. Recess. Will the House come to order? Members, we're on item 6. Representative Nakamura.
Mr. Speaker, I move to adopt Standing Committee reports numbers 1161-24 through 1163-24 as listed on page 2, and that the accompanying House bills as amended pass second reading and be referred to their designated committees.
Representative Morikawa.
Mr. Speaker, I second the motion.
All right, members, discussion beginning with SCR 1161, 1162, 1163. Representative Garcia.
In opposition?
Please proceed.
Thank you. Mr. Speaker, this bill seeks to amend the Hawaiian Homes Commission Act to authorize the Department of Hawaiian Homelands to provide cash awards to beneficiaries on the waiting list in lieu of a lease. It amends the Hawaiian Homes Loan Fund to be allowed for the use of cash payments, and it requires DHHL to remove those names from the wait list. Mr. Speaker, we should be ashamed of ourselves for even considering this bill in the House. So because our state failed miserably to fulfill our duty as required under the Hawaiian Homes Commission Act, we now seek to remove names from the wait list by offering waitlisters a cash award. What an insult. What a slap in the face to the families who have died on the wait list, to the legacy of Prince Kuhio, and to the Hawaiian Homes Commission Act itself. In just a few days, we'll all be celebrating the life and legacy of Prince Kuhio. If only he were here to see that 103 years after he worked so hard as a non-voting member of Congress, the Hawaii State Legislature would consider paying off Hawaiians instead of fulfilling our duty. In a letter written by Prince Kuhio to the U.S. Senators in 1921, he said, quote, "After extensive investigation and survey on the part of various organizations organized to rehabilitate the Hawaiian race, it was found that the only method in which to rehabilitate the race was to place them back upon the soil." Mr. Speaker, this bill does not place the Hawaiian people back upon their soil. And there were some testifiers who mentioned in their testimony that this seems to be a bribe. I agree. A few years back, Hawaiian Homeland sent out a survey to the waitlisters inquiring their thoughts on a potential payout. The overwhelming majority of waitlisters said, "We don't want the money, give us our lease." In honor of Prince Kuhio and his fight for our lahui, I urge this body to vote no on this bill and focus on actually doing our jobs and fulfilling the Hawaiian Homes Commission Act instead of paying people off to excuse our massive failure.
So further discussion.
Mr. Speaker.
Representative Tarnas.
Thank you very much. In support?
Please proceed.
Thank you. Just to make it clear, this measure merely authorizes the Hawaiian Homes Commission, if they so choose, at their own discretion, to establish a program with guidelines that would provide for what is envisioned in this bill as an alternative. We're not compelling the Commission to do this. We recognize that there has to be a very thoughtful design of such a program and consultation with beneficiaries. All that has to happen. So this legislature is eager to meet our needs, and we have invested significant appropriations in order to get the Department of Hawaiian Homelands to a position where they can offer lots for Hawaiians to be able to settle for residential and other purposes. But I think what we need to do is to provide as many tools as possible to the Commission so they can be successful. This is one more tool. It's not a mandate, it's just an authorization. So I urge members to support it. Thank you, Speaker.
Representative Nakamura.
I'm rising in a point of order, Mr. Speaker, that
Please state your point.
we move the term from our minority leader, who used the term bribe, because bribe means to act in one's favor, typically illegally or dishonestly, by a gift of money or other inducement. This goes to motive, and it should be stricken from the record.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
Representative Garcia, please state your point.
If they could rewind the tapes and look back, I said there were testifiers who stated that they feel that this is a bribe, and I said I simply agree. Thank you.
All right, the chair will review the transcript and will work with the proponent, with the opponent, if there are any changes that need to be made with the language. Is there further discussion? Representative Poyo.
With reservations.
So ordered. Representative Ward.
Thank you, Speaker. Strong reservations, almost a no. I'm almost a no. I have two
Please proceed.
problems why I'm far away from no. Number one, it's blank. Mr. Speaker, you know, it would be a bribe if it's really, really small. Or no, sorry, if it was really, really big. Like, is this going to be $100,000?
Point of order, Mr. Speaker. Again, the use of the word bribe is inappropriate and goes to motive.
Okay, thank you very much, lexicographer of the determining of what language is acceptable. Mr. Speaker, this is nonsense.
Representative Ward, please confine your remarks
I'm
to this
talking
measure.
about the structure of the incentives. If the money is manini, it's really a slap in the face of all the Hawaiians. If it's something substantial where they can almost buy a condo, that's there. So my first problem is, and why I have doubts, is because there's no money that says it's all blank. The second thing is, unless people are old and have no kids, this is the only thing that would make sense. In other words, if we target it, saying, you know, if you're about, like a means test, this would be an age test, and you have no children, then for those people who waited 20 years and they're maybe 75, 85 years old, this would make sense. But for the others, Mr. Speaker, it may get close to being the B word, which I didn't say, so I don't get called out of order. Thank you.
Is there further, Representative Perrick?
No vote.
So ordered. Representative Amato? So ordered. Representative Alcos?
Reservations.
So ordered. Further discussion, Representative Hussey Burdick?
Reservations.
So ordered. Further discussion, Representative Capella?
Reservations, please.
So ordered. Representative Pruso?
Same request.
So ordered. Representative Matsumoto?
Reservations.
So ordered. Further discussion? Okay, if not, we're taking a voice vote on these measures. All those in favor say aye. All opposed say no. The motion is carried. Item 7, are there any announcements? Representative Quinlan.
Members, I'd like to wish you all a belated St. Patrick's Day on behalf of the people of Ireland, as well as Senate President Mark Daly. As has become tradition, I'd like to invite you all to take a picture with me outside on the Mackay Stairs in the Rotunda to send to our friends in the Irish Senate. And as a reward for taking this picture with me, a reward now, I will be serving food after session on Thursday for all members. So please come on by the office, 433. Thank you. I'm sorry, I meant to say as a bribe for taking a picture with me.
Okay, are there further announcements? If not, for the motion to adjourn, Representative Morikawa.
Mr. Speaker, I move that this House stand adjourned until 12 o'clock noon tomorrow.
Representative Garcia.
Mr. Speaker, I second the motion.
All those in favor say aye. All opposed say no. The motion is carried. The House stands adjourned until 12 noon tomorrow.